Well, the preparations weren't easy at all. They were very unconventional. We had tryouts overseas and tryouts here locally, bringing in over 40 kids to come in and show us what they've got. And it was really challenging because, as you know, because of the situation, because of the pandemic, really, we are tasked to not just jumpstart the youth program of the national team, but to really jumpstart sports in general in the country. So identification of talent or whether or not a player is ready was very difficult. We really had to do it right there and then during the workouts and tryouts because we really had no tournaments or previous tournaments to base with. I know we youth basketball has been restarting again, but we have very limited information or data or even games to judge players. So everything was really based almost solely on the tries we had. So we also invited players abroad, but when they did arrive, there weren't any guarantees. They still had to fight for their spot once they got here.
How difficult was it to just get them into game shape? Because I'm sure they haven't played, any competitive basketball for a long time, at least for the guys coming from the Philippines.
Getting them in good shape in general wasn't a problem. So a lot of them have been working out, have been working on their skills during the pandemic. But like I said, it's different from actually playing games that matter. So that's a key. It's almost like teaching from zero again. But the talent, the skills are there. It's just really getting him in the swim of team basketball. Team basketball on the offensive side and the defensive side. It took a lot of relearning, teaching, and corrections. But I'm confident that the kids that we have traveling will have a good base going into the tournament.
Coach Josh, can you share with us some details if you did have tune-up games with some teams to prepare your squad for the competitions in Qatar?
We had a few tune-up games against older players. We had a couple against Phenom Elite, who have most of the under 18 prospects for the next tournament. So they have the most of the top under 18, 18 and under, 19 and under, 20 and under players over there. And they're really a tough, athletic, big, strong squad. So they really tested us. They tested our toughness, and we had a very productive series of games against them. And then we took a trip up north to Pampanga. Had a nice 2.5 mini camp there. Played the youth team of the Delta squad again, same age group, around age 21 and under. And we had a series of tough games as well against that group. And with that, I believe that having the trip in Pampanga really increased or improved our bond, our brotherhood between each other, and hopefully that can carry us along when things get tough, when we face adversity. Hopefully that brotherhood and sense of family will carry us along the way.
Coach Josh, can you quickly run us through the lineup? Who should we expect to see a lot of? Who will surprise us in the upcoming tournament?
Well, I hope everybody will surprise everyone. Like you said, like just what we talked about earlier, it's really tough to gauge having that 3-year pause of basketball. So until we get there and play the actual games that matter, I think it's not going to be accurate for me to say who's gonna surprise, who's gonna be the best player. Hopefully these 4 guys here can perform well. Hopefully guys like Calum, Jacob, LeBron, and Jared can provide stability, not just in the scoring department, but everything else: rebounding, defending, and making the right decisions. But all these guys up to the 17th player in our pool, I believe they're all deserving. They're all capable when given the opportunity. and they have all great characters. So, we just have to really watch out for everybody, and we never know who will come out big. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who comes up big stats wise. It has to be a team effort for us. We're not the same we're not the same youth team that qualified for 2 World Cups in the past, wherein we had a very obvious focal point in Kai Soto. So this time around, we will try to win games, or we will have to win games as a collective unit.
Kuwait versus Japan are in your Group C for the Under-18 Asian Championship. Coach, what are the goals that you're setting for this squad?
Well, really, the ultimate goal is to qualify for the World Cup again. But we need to really top our group to do that. Our group is not very favorable in terms of we are set to cross over with Australia, Australia's group. So we really have to take care of business with our group. But with Kuwait, they're a tough team, and especially Japan. Japan has been preparing for a long time, for quite some time now. They've had their pool and players out months earlier before we even started tryouts. Even before we started tryouts, they had everything in place, and they've been building up to this for years already. So that's going to be a tough task for us. But I think if we're able to play our game, if we're able to do the right things, we'll be able to compete and we'll have a good match against Japan.